Did you catch the latest 60 Minutes? Hold on. I'm psychic. I can guess. No.
No. How did you know that?
I got it right. Because I'm psychic. I told you. Because no one's watching. So Scott Pelley gave this very poised, dramatic speech at the end about an executive producer. He doesn't speak like this, but he should. Mm-hmm. He fancies himself a journalist. Is that good?
Yeah, I at least an 8 out of 10.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's okay.
He fancies himself a journalist, and he has a very important announcement to make. Let's listen.
In tonight's Last Minute, a note on Bill Owens, who until this past week was executive producer of 60 Minutes. He was our boss. Bill was with CBS News nearly 40 years, 26 years at 60 Minutes. He covered the world, covered combat, the White House. His was a quest to open minds, not close them. If you've ever worked hard for a boss because you admired him, then you understand what we've enjoyed here. Bill resigned Tuesday. It was hard on him and hard on us, but he did it for us and you.
Me?
Stories we've pursued for 57 years are often controversial. Lately, the Israel-Gaza war and the Trump administration. Bill made sure they were accurate and fair. He was tough that way.
Yeah, sure they were.
But our parent company, Paramount, is trying to complete a merger.
Okay.
The Trump administration must approve it. Paramount began to supervise our content in new ways.
Oh, no.
None of our stories has been blocked, but Bill felt he lost the independence that honest journalism requires.
So funny.
He's too honest.
Too honest.
He's too honest for their parent company, Paramount. He's too damn honest, Matt, all right? All he wants to do is tell the damn truth. And this merger is getting in the way of him telling the damn truth about the Trump administration. Now, it wasn't the Biden administration he didn't want to tell the truth on.
Oh, don't talk about them.
He didn't want to tell the truth on. Because if you recall, this same coverage over on 60 Minutes, you had President Trump sitting down with Blondie and trying to talk about the Hunter Biden laptop story. And I'd like for you to listen to, I would assume this executive producer was the same one who was in charge of this. It's so interesting from someone who he just wants to tell the damn truth. He just wants truth and accuracy. So interesting to hear how they covered that. Watch.
You know, this is 60 Minutes. And we can't put on things we can't verify.
You won't put it on because it's bad for Biden.
We can't put on things we can't verify.
Leslie, I think it's one of the biggest scandals I've ever seen, and you don't cover it. You want to talk about...
Well, because it can't be verified.
You want to talk about insignificant things.
I'm telling you.
Of course it can be verified. Excuse me, they found a laptop. Leslie.
Here is the laptop.
What can't be verified?
The laptop.
Why do you say that?
Because
even the family hasn't...
It's so frustrating for him, though, isn't it, as well? I mean, the poor guy.
I know.
It's just been gaslit, like, massive.
I know.
For your debate.
Oh, it's taken him 5 days to prepare. I doubt it. Okay. The media is fake. And frankly, if I didn't have social media, I'd have no way of getting out my voice.
I mean, prove it. Well, there is a laptop, and we've seen way too much of what was on it. And we can't put the genie back in the bottle, unfortunately. It's caused some people probably some therapy, okay? And there was a laptop, and those things existed. And Hunter Biden and those around him admitted it, sued over it. But listen, we don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know. That could just be Russian disinformation.
This is the problem. If that was an Eric Trump laptop, what do you think they would have done? They would have done specials. They would have gone after it. They would have given Trump crap about it. I mean, it's ridiculous. Here's the thing. Paramount, because, you know, this is, when you're talking about Paramount, you're talking about an area that I do know of. Paramount are probably the most conservative of all the movie studios. And they are being merged with Skydance, who did Top Gun Maverick. Skydance want to make great entertainment. That's what they want to do. Mm-hmm. So if anything, what Skydance and the Paramount merger would mean would be more fair journalism. This is the funny thing when Fox aside, and we won't even talk about that. But when you
vaccine mandate, Fox.
I didn't say it.
Is that the one you're talking about?
I didn't say it.
Okay,
Just talk about
curious.
Fox.
Yeah. DEI Fox. Hey, make sure that you're subscribed to Sara Gonzales Unfiltered because, I'm joking. I am the DEI hire, but we don't believe in DEI or vaccine mandates. Just saying.
You got you, and then you got an immigrant on your show. Like,
yeah.
all the time. It's like, what? No, but I mean, this is the funny thing about the right, and we've said it for a very, very long time, is that the right, sometimes to its detriment, is too fair. So if you are going to get people, and again, I'm not even saying that they're conservatives, the people that are taking over Paramount understand that people just want either entertainment or they want fair reporting because there's none of that anymore. So it's like, actually, we do more fair reporting on this show than any of these cable channels. So what is probably going on here is they're saying, listen, you've got to just do your job.
Right.
You got to do your job.
Right.
And they're like, no, I want to blah, blah, blah. Like you said, we can see the prejudice. We can see the bias. They're not even curious, Sarah. Even if they didn't know, they should say, we're going to get into this. The Biden laptop was the biggest story. The biggest story.
I mean, they participated in that was rigging an election.
Yeah, 100%.
I know they wanted to gaslight President Trump on that, but they covered for Joe Biden. What was it? A month before the election, this explosive thing happens with his son. Potentially, I mean, some of the files did involve Joe Biden, and they covered for him. I mean, that was election rigging, as much as they like to say,
No, but of course, let's put it like this. Would it have made a difference? Now, I actually don't think it would have made a difference because I think that they rigged the election anyway.
Yeah.
But it was just another part of it. Would it have made a difference if they would have actually done their job and reported on it like they should have done? Yeah, I think it would have. I mean, how can you... Look, if Eric or Don Jr. had incriminating evidence on a laptop, we would, as conservatives, will say, hang on a second, that is leverage on Trump. It just is. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter. And as patriots that love our country, we would say, this cannot be. Mm-hmm. The left, they don't care. They're burying it. They're saying everything other than the truth. And let me say this, Sarah, as well. These are the people that came out and just kept saying Russian disinformation, Russian disinformation. I don't know if you noticed, but actually Russia is a nuclear power. It's not a joke. Imagine if the Russians were coming out all the time and going, it's America, America got involved, it's American disinformation. We haven't actually heard much of that from Russia at all. So this is not a game. These people behave like this is a game of Risk. Or like it's a game of, charades, that there are no consequences for the stuff that they do. Mainly because they don't live in the real world. They live in these little pockets in New York and LA. Mm-hmm. But these things have real world consequences.
Yeah. No, you're right.
This is very, very serious.
Well, and just to your point, before we have to go to break here, there was a study that showed the negative coverage of Trump, just how bad it was. Just 100 days into President Donald Trump's second term, the broadcast evening news landscape is even more lopsided than it was 8 years ago. It's worse, is what they're saying. They said the new Trump administration has faced a withering 92% negative coverage from ABC, CBS, Looking at You, 60 Minutes, and NBC. 92%, and he is literally following through on what got him elected in the first place. These people are not to be trusted. And if President Trump got one thing correct, his last go around, it was the media, the mainstream media is the enemy of the people, period. They can say that they're not, they are, period, end of story. All right, we got to take a break. We'll be right back. If you like this clip and you want to see the full episode, click here. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, come on, you know you do. Click here.